we would like to start the information session on extensions for exemptions under Article 6 of the Minamata Convention. I'd like to extend a warm welcome to you all, to all the participants, and thank you for sharing your time in this very busy period in the run-up to the sixth meeting of the Conference of the Parties. My name is Eisaku Toda, the Senior Program Management Officer of the Minamata Convention Secretariat, dealing with the scientific and technical matters. So, first of all, I'd like to just a housekeeping note. The Secretariat will open the floor for questions after all the presentations. In the meantime, you may type your questions in the chat box. You can open the chat box by clicking on the chat panel, which is on the bottom right of your screen, I think, and send it to everyone. If time permits, we will open the floor for the oral questions at the end of the session. Participants may raise their hands and we will call on you, and then you can unmute yourself. If you need any technical assistance, please put your message in the chat box and send it to the host or co-host. To help us make future webinars even better, we invite you to complete the short survey provided at the end of this session. So, this is today's program, and I'd like to explain why we have planned this session at this last moment. The extensions for the exemptions to the phase-out dates of mercury products is COP-6 agenda. We received the request for this consideration after the circulation of the agenda. So we have revised the agenda and to explain it in the regional meetings and so on and so forth. And there's no as we'll explain later, the Minamata Convention doesn't include specific provisions for how on how the COP is to consider such request. So we have received many questions at regional meetings and thereafter. So we decided to convene this session at this last moment, and also we are preparing for an information document which we hope to be able to submit today or tomorrow, compiling all the requests for extension of exemptions submitted so far. We have received formal submissions from Thailand and Bangladesh, and India requested to present their submissions at this meeting, but we have not received the formal submission from India. So the India submission may not be included in the information document, but India has been invited to present in addition to Thailand and Bangladesh. So this is where we stand, and I'm going to invite my colleague, legal officer Lara Ogunbene, to start her presentation on the legal aspect of this agenda item. Lara, over to you.
Thank you very much, Eisaku, and good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone. We have prepared a few slides on Article 6 of the Convention on exemptions available to a party upon request to set up a bit the scene behind these requests for extension. So in accordance with paragraph 1 of Article 6, states or any regional economic integration organization may register for one or more exemptions from the phase-out dates listed in Annex A and Annex B by notifying the Secretariat. So the notification goes directly to the Secretariat in writing and can happen during these two moments in time: on becoming a party to the convention, so for new parties, or in the case of any mercury added product that is added by an amendment to Annex A, or any manufacturing process in which mercury is used that is added by an amendment to Annex B. Any state can register an exemption no later than the date upon which the applicable amendment enters into force for the party. An exemption can be registered either for a category listed in Annex A or B, or for a subcategory. According to paragraph 5 of Article 6, unless a shorter period of time is indicated in the register by a party, all exemptions shall expire at the latest 5 years after the relevant phase-out date listed in Annex A or B. Next slide, please. So now, in accordance with paragraph 6 of Article 6, the COP may, at the request of a party, decide to extend an exemption for 5 years unless the party requests for a shorter period. And in making this decision, the COP shall take into account these 3 documents listed in paragraph 6 of Article 6: a report from the party justifying the need to extend the exemption and outlining activities undertaken and planned to eliminate the need for the exemption as soon as feasible. Secondly, available information, including in respect of the availability of alternative products and processes that are free of mercury or that involve the consumption of less mercury than the expected use. And finally, activities planned or underway to provide environmentally sound storage of mercury and disposal of mercury wastes. The Convention does not establish a review process for the requests of extensions of exemptions and for the information listed in the 3 subparagraphs that I've just read. Next slide, please. Then the other important paragraph under Article 6 in this context is paragraph 8, which states that no state or regional economic integration organization may register for an exemption after 5 years after the phase-out date of the relevant product or process listed in Annex A or B, unless one or more parties remain registered for an exemption for that product or process, having received an extension pursuant to paragraph 6. So if the life, let's say, of the exemption is extended by the COP, by granting an extension, these specific exemptions will remain available for example, new parties to register. In that case, a state or a regional economic integration may, at the times set up in paragraphs 1A and B, so on becoming a party or in case of amendments, register for an exemption for that product only, or that process only for which an extension has been granted, and this shall expire 10 years at the latest after the relevant phase-out dates. So given all this background, what does this mean for COP-6? And here's my next slide, please. So 13 parties have registered exemptions for the 2020 phase-out dates listed in paragraph 1 of Annex A. All these exemptions will expire on 31st December this year. After this date, no state or regional economic integration organization may register for an exemption for a 2020 phase-out date of products listed in Part 1 of Annex A, unless unless one or more parties remain registered for an exemption for that product, having received an extension by COP-6. In this case, a state or a regional economic integration organization may register for an exemption for that product, which will expire on 31st December 2030, so 10 years after the relevant phase-out date, on becoming a party. The Secretariat is preparing and will make available an additional INF document containing information relevant to the consideration of the extensions of exemptions by COP-6, and this will complement already available documents, documents 6 add 3, working document 6 add 3, and the requests submitted so far that are set out in documents, information documents 42 and 44. So the request from Thailand in INF 42 and the request from Bangladesh in INF 44, which are already available on our website. This concludes my short presentation today, and I hand over back to Eisaku for the rest of the presentation. And of course, I remain available in case you have any questions at the end of the session. Thank you.
Thank you, Lara. And if you can go back to the previous slide, just one supplementary explanation. So this applies, of course, to the mercury added products, and we didn't mention the process using mercury or mercury compounds, and this is because we haven't received any requests for extension. So for the mercury added products, all the registered exemptions will expire later this year. But for the manufacturing processes, one manufacturing process which is chloralkali remain. The exemptions for chloralkali until 2030 will remain. So future COP may consider the extension of these exemptions, but what the message was that this COP in 2025 will be the last occasion that the originally registered exemptions may be considered for extension. So going back, going to the next slide. So I'm just presenting an overview of the request for extensions. Next slide, please. So this is too. I think this is too small, but this will be included in the information document that Lara mentions. This is we have put together the request received from Thailand, which is INF 42, and from Bangladesh, which is INF 44. So the original part 1 of Annex A listed 9 product categories, and for batteries, Bangladesh requested extensions for import. For switches relays, both Bangladesh, Thailand requested extensions. Fluorescent lamps, the compact fluorescent lamps and linear fluorescent lamps, and also the entry 2 boxes down is also fluorescent lamps, CCFL and EFL. Both parties request for extensions. High pressure mercury vapor lamps, Bangladesh is requesting extension of only import, and Thailand manufacturing, import, and export. Cosmetics, Bangladesh requested extension. Pesticide, biocides, and topical antiseptics included in Bangladesh, and the non-electronic measuring devices, including thermometers and sphygmomanometers. Bangladesh is for import, and Thailand is for manufacturing, import, and export. So this is an overview of the request for extension. And now I'm going to invite the parties that have requested the extensions, which is Thailand and Bangladesh. This is in the order of receiving uh, the request. So I would like to turn to Thailand to present their request in 5 minutes, please.
Okay, good afternoon, the delegate and the secretariat. On behalf of the government of Thailand, thank you very much for your opportunity to present our request for the extension of the exemption under the Article 6 of the Minamata Convention. For Thailand, we request. Excellent. Next slide, please. For Thailand, we request 6 main product categories, as you mentioned in the slides before, and it's the category particularly in healthcare and the industry. And some products are still used where alternatives are not yet widely available or affordable. Next slide, please. There are three key reasons for this request. The first one, Thailand is still in the development of the effective domestic regulation to phase out the mercury add product. For example, we need some time for the amendment of the industrial product standard in Thailand. Next, we need some time to determination of the specific custom tariff code for the mercury add product. Second, Thailand is still in the process of moving toward the alternative, require additional time for the efficiency and accuracy testing for the level of the mercury in the product. Thirdly, this extension allows us to implement a national inventory of the information and develop a domestic mechanism to reduce or phase out this mercury at the product effectively, ensuring a smooth and sustainable transition. Next slide, please. For Thailand, continue to take the concrete action as follows. First one is the implementation of the National Mercury Management Plan. Second is the health industry transition mercury-free technology by coordinate cross-sectoral. Third one is to tighten the control measure on mercury import, and public awareness campaigns are also ongoing to support the shift toward mercury-free product. Next slide, please. This for our commitment, Thailand commitment. This request is not a delay. It's a reasonable step toward a complete and stable phase out. Thailand reaffirmed our strong commitment to the objective and the obligation of the Minamata Convention, and to fully phase out this product within the extension period. Thank you for your kind consideration.
Thank you, Thailand. And dear participants, if you have any questions, you can raise it after all the presentations, but it is recommended that you put it in the chat so that the both countries can consider your questions. So I strongly recommend that if you have any questions, please put them in the chat. So now I'm moving to Bangladesh, and you have 5 minutes as well. Thank you. Over to you.
Thank you, Isaku. This is Dr. Mamun from Bangladesh. I'm presenting on behalf of my national focal point, Dr. Famida Khanum. I'll be very short and brief. So next slide, please. So my presentation will cover the status of the Mercury emissions and Bangladesh journey so far, and key component of the submitted SIP projects, and extended exemption request, what already shown in previous presentations, and the roadmap for the upcoming extension period. Next slide, please. So we did our initial assessment back in 2019. So from that, you can see how much mercury emitted from Bangladesh, that is 32,660 kg per year. This is the estimations from 2019. So we have categorically identified 7 broadhead: waste incineration, use and disposal of products, and oil and gas productions, informal dumping, and coal combustion, and so on. So these are the few items which actually emitting 32,660 kg per year. Next slide, please. So Bangladesh is releasing 0.7 metric tons, which is if we consider the total emissions of the global, that is 0.43%, and if we consider only topogenic emissions, it will be 1.32%. So in case of Mercury added products is actually 4% of the Bangladesh emissions, and if we consider the world release, anthropogenic release, 0.05%, and if we consider the total emissions of 0.01%. Next slide, please. So compared to other countries, Bangladesh is a new member in Minamata Conventions. As you can see, in 2019, we did our Minamata initial assessment, and 2023, we ratified the Minamata Conventions. And in the same year, while becoming the member, we applied for the exemptions. And as you already know that sub-article 5 of Article 6 of the Minamata Convention says that the primary extension period will be 5 years after the phase out dates. That means we had only 2 years that we could apply. So finding no other way, we applied for 2 years extensions for initially, and in the meantime, we tried our best to grab the technical and financial assistance, and we applied for the SIP projects, and I'll talk about the SIP projects later slide. But in that application, we failed to manage the funding, and later on, we tried from our side to aware the people, including the activities from the local NGOs and international NGOs. We have some good success, but the issue is that we are not in a position to say that already complied it all. So finding no other way, we are applying for the extended exemption applications in the upcoming COP. Next slide, please. So these are the key components we try to figure out in the SIP applications, SIP projects. On the 4th round, inventory, phase out plan, environmental sound disposal, capacity building, regulatory framework, stakeholder mapping, and the automation of data collections. I don't want to deep dive into the all items, but the issue is if we could avail that project, that could bring some momentum in our ongoing activities. So since we failed to manage that funding, we applied for the extended period for complying with the Minamata Convention's instructions. Next slide. So these are the items, 9 items we applied for the exemptions. Actually, we have some success in case of batteries, in case of switches, in case of CFL, LFL, and some high pressure mercury vapor lamps, and some electronic appliances as well. So the point is that since we could not finish our assessments, so we are not in a position to say that we don't need any exemptions, extended exemptions. So we are asking for the 5 years, but the matter of fact is that we are moving very fast. So comply with the Minamata Conventions very soon. So as soon as we comply with the Minamata Convention, and in that time, we obviously will withdraw our extended exemptions. So As per the convention's requirements, we would like to say what will be our way forward. Can you move to the next slide? So these are the way forward. Managements, phasing down the dental amalgam, phasing out the mercury-added products, and the hazardous waste, which is obviously mercury added, and the continuous research and development, so that we can aware our MUST people. So while doing this, we need first of all we need the extended exemption, which should be approved by the COP. So this COP is very important for us. We are looking extended exemptions, but also looking for the technical supports. So we are hopeful that considering our conditions, because we are the very new members in terms of Minamata conventions. So we are looking for the exemptions due to the practical context. So we are hopeful that COP will consider our request. Next slide, please. So thank you very much. It's very short presentations. Need any further information, you can easily communicate with our national focal point. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. So as I said, if any of the participants have any question, please put them in the chat box. So now I think we have concluded the presentations of the requests that we have the COP has received so far. And as I said earlier, India requested to for a time slot at this webinar to present their request. And we were expecting the request to be submitted by now, but as far as I know, we have not received any requests. But still, I think it is fair to give India a opportunity to present their request. So, Subra, we have not received your presentation, but are you going to share your screen, or anyway, I will hand over to Subra. You can you unmute yourself? You should be able to unmute yourself, or if any of your colleague, yes, you're sharing your screen. And you should be able to unmute yourself.
Dear
Yes.
Subra, we can see your presentation slide, but we cannot hear you. Could you kindly click on the microphone icon at the bottom of your screen, which says unmute?
Good afternoon. Can you, Mr.
Yes,
Isaku, can you hear me?
yes, I hear you. Please go ahead.
Thank you. With me, our national focal point, Mr. Nilesh Kumar Shah, and one of our directors, Mr. Amit Raj. They are also present with us on behalf of India. Thank you for this opportunity. Can the presentation be seen?
Yes, it is not in the presentation mode, but I think it should be okay. Please go ahead. Yes, now we see in the presentation mode.
Okay, thank you. As you know, India has signed the Minamata Convention on 30th September 2024 and ratified the instrument on 18th June 2018. And the convention has entered into force for India on 16th September 2018. And as part of the Mercury added products that were initial set of products that was originally part of the convention were to be phased out by the year 2020, and India has registered exemptions for extension of these products for another 5 years, that is 2025. These are the products which listed in the slide: batteries, switches, CFLs, LFLs, high pressure mercury vapor lamps, uh, mercury in cold cathode fluorescent lamps, cosmetics, pesticides, biocides, topical antiseptics, and non-electronic measuring devices. So India has carefully examined all these products for which the use, manufacture and import and export would expire by 2025. So we have, after the careful assessment based on the domestic requirement and also the export market, and we are proposing to seek extension of another 5 years for certain products. Those are the batteries, batteries except for the button zinc and silver oxide batteries, and switches and relays except for high accuracy capacitance and loss measurement bridges. And next, LFL category, less than 60 watt tri-band phosphor, less than 40 watt halo phosphate phosphor, and high pressure mercury vapor lamps. We are again seeking extension for these products. Out of the pesticide, biocides, topical antiseptics, we would be seeking extension for topical antiseptics. And coming to the non-electronic measuring devices, we would be seeking extension for all these 5 non-electronic measuring devices. So the overall the request is the Government of India has initiated several actions through initiatives to phase out the existing mercury added products. But however, after the assessment of the domestic need as well as the export market, we are requesting to seek extension for further period of 5 years for these 6 mercury added products. Thank you. That's all from our side. We would be placing the request formally very soon to the Secretariat.
Thank you very much, India. So I'd like to note that unless we receive your request today, we will not be able to include it in the information document that we are publishing soon. So, but thank you very much, India. So, my last presentation is about the available technical information because we have received some many questions about the technicality of this consideration. So, Sharif, if you can project my slide. So I'm going to present some technical information, and you may recall that Lara presented 3 points that COP is to consider when considering the request for extension of for exemptions, which is in Article 6, paragraph 6. And the first one, A, is reports from parties justifying the need to extend the exemptions and outlining activities to eliminate the need for exemptions. So this slide is just cut and paste from Bangladesh and Thailand request, and the Bangladesh provided justification saying that the request for the extension is to allow sufficient time for Bangladesh to mobilize resources for effective phase-out strategies, promoting mercury-free alternatives, raising awareness, and fulfilling reporting obligations. And Thailand also provide justifications, and for switching relays, CFLs, LFLs, and other fluorescent lamps. The Thailand mentioned the development of effective domestic regulations, and so on. And for HPMV and non-electronic measuring devices, Thailand said that time is needed for national inventory and the development of domestic mechanisms for phase-out. The next slide is about the point B, available information in respect of the availability of alternative products. And Bangladesh only said that it lacks market investigation and the information is lacking. The next slide, the Thailand provide an overview of the production of the mercury-added products and its alternatives. And I'm not going into too much detail, but for Thailand reported the existence of some production of mercury-added products remaining, although it also provided information on the production of non-mercury alternatives. So the next slide is what the Secretariat have put together from the available information that were collected before COP-4, when the COP-4 reviewed the annexes A and B, and the information was put together in document 4/4 and information document 3. And please note that this is compilation of information on the mercury-added products, mainly that which are not listed in the Annex A, in order to consider the need for addition of mercury products. So for example, batteries, the ad hoc expert group that were working before COP4 concluded that the all stakeholders agree that mercury-free alternatives are commercially available, and this is mainly for the exceptions that were that existed in the original Annex A, such as the silver oxide and zinc air batteries. Similar with switching relays, and CFLs and other fluorescent lamps. The original Annex A included the mercury content limit to those fluorescent lamps, but the ad hoc expert group reviewed the alternative of non-mercury alternatives, including the LEDs, and cosmetics. There's no information in the the ad hoc expert group report, also the pesticide, and the also for measuring devices, the ad hoc group only looked into some exceptional need for continuing need for mercury content parameters for reference standards and so on. So this is just a compilation of the available information by the Secretariat. The next slide is speaks to the point C, information on activities planned or underway to provide environmentally sound storage of mercury and disposal of mercury waste. And this is also a excerpt from the submission from Bangladesh and Thailand about the storage and mercury waste disposal. So I think this is my last slide. Next slide, please. So we are now in Q&A. So we have, I'm looking at the chat. So the first question from Jenny Green of the European Union: does the Secretariat foresee a draft decision on this? So this is I think Lara may supplement if needed, but basically this is for the parties to decide, and the Secretariat would be happy to support. And we looked into for example the existing example of the Stockholm Convention. In they have a format for requests and procedures to submit the extension of specific exemptions. So we have such information. So if the parties wish to consider the process, the Secretariat would be happy to provide technical and legal support. Yes. So I think Lara has responded in the chat. So including my response to this question, is there any question? And since we have 15 minutes, I think we have time for oral questions. So if any of you have any oral question or oral comments, you can raise your hand and we can unmute you to provide oral question or comments. I see no hand raised. And the request for exemptions were circulated in the letter to all the parties, and also was made available as information document. And as soon as we receive the a request from India, we will circulate it to the parties, and also provide an information document. And in that letter, there's a email address of the national focal points, just in case you have any technical questions. So I see no questions. So I think I will move to some concluding slides. This is just supplementary information, just information about COP6 events. So COP will start on Monday next week, and the Sunday there will be a pre-event. On Sunday there will be a secretariat briefing on financial resources from 1 o'clock, and from 2:30 there will be regional meetings. And the next slide is about the evening special event on the protecting the Amazon from mercury pollution. And the next slide is also a special event on Monday during the lunch hours. The next slide is about the other COP6 events, and COP6 online event week was 2 weeks ago, but Knowledge Lab will be held on the sideline of the COP, and also there will be exhibition booths. The next slide is just a closing reminder about the the second full national report, which is due by the end of this year. And thank you to those parties who have already submitted the national reports, and we look forward to receiving national reports by the end of this year. So this is my closing slides, but now we have received some questions. Back to India, what was the deadline for submission? So yes, the deadline for submission, there's no specific deadline for submissions, and COP6 may wish to consider the submissions, the requests submitted by parties, and as Secretariat we have made efforts to make the request that we received as soon as possible after receiving the request. But from India, we have not received the requests yet. So it has not been forwarded to COP. And perhaps Lala, perhaps you wish to speak about the possible outcomes or any legal aspect of the questions.
Sure. Yes. So on the issue of deadline, since the convention text doesn't provide for a review process for the COP to consider the request for extensions, we were not in a position to advise parties on specific deadlines in relation to their submissions. However, we invited parties to submit as soon as possible, and of course, mindful of the documents deadlines for the COP, which are established in our rules of procedure. We invited parties as much as possible to submit requests well in advance and within possibly the deadline for circulation of documents in preparation for COP6. However, there is no specific review process established by the convention text, so no specific deadline is established in the convention or in the rules of procedure for such extensions requests. In terms of outcome for the requests, as I indicated briefly in the chat, COP-6 may decide to adopt a decision to extend all or some of the requests of the exemptions as requested by parties. And so a decision text will have to be prepared and included in a draft decision or in a decision to be considered by COP. And this also may include a reference to a review process for future requests, for example. And as mentioned by Isaku, the Secretariat stands ready to assist on any technical and legal matters related to such possible decision to be adopted by COP-6. If the requests of extension are not granted by COP-6, these will expire as per Article 6 of the Convention on 31st of December this year. This is for the 2020 phase-out dates extensions. Thank you.
Thank you, Lara. So I think this question from Tulia is a comment. Perhaps this could be a part of the extension sub-item in the COP-6. I think if, of course, this is up to the parties, but if parties think that this is a part of the item, sub-item, COP is to consider it. So the EB Elena mentions the involvement of the ICC Implementation and Compliance Committee, and this is again a matter of for the COP and also the for the parties to decide, because in order for the Implementation Compliance Committee to consider any issues, it needs to be prompted by the party itself or the confident parties. So if COP wishes to take this take up this issue in that way, I think this is up to the confident parties.
Yes, if I may complement, the exemptions that are to be for which extensions are to be considered COP-6 have not yet expired. So we're not in a situation of non-compliance yet, but definitely the avenue of submitting a written submission to ICC will be an option starting next year for these 2020 phase-out dates.
Thank you, Lara. And I'm looking at the raised hand again, and I see no hand. And I believe that we have responded all the questions. So if you have any further question, please don't hesitate to contact Secretariat for the productive discussion at the 6th meeting of the Conference of Parties. So having said this, I think it's good to conclude 5 minutes earlier. Thank you very much, and I will look forward to seeing you in Geneva. Thank you very much. Goodbye.